beloveds. We are going to finish up chapter 16 today. I'm a little discombobulated. It was a long and busy week, and both of us went out last night on the couch and woke up at 2:30 in the morning and then went, oh, well, I guess we should go to bed. So, yeah. It is what it is, right? All right. If you are reading along in this version, we are on page 275, and we are starting with section Spiritual and Mental Law. It is the impossible, I can't even. Good morning. Yes, spiritual and mental law. It is impossible to divorce the spiritual understanding from the proper use of spiritual law. The spirit within a person is God, and only to the degree that we listen to and seek to obey the spirit shall we really succeed. At present, very few people differentiate between the spirit of the universe and the law of the universe. The spirit of God, which we think of as the heavenly spirit, is a divine presence, while the law is a mechanical force. The electrician may be a Methodist or a Catholic or a Buddhist. He may be a spiritual person or a materially minded person. But electricity, being a natural law, can be used by one person as easily as by another. It will work here, there, anywhere. Oh, it's almost Dr. Seuss. This does not seem strange to us, but often when we approach things which seem to be religious and spiritual, we think, now we are outside the realm of law. God is good. Therefore, the law no longer exists. We fail to recognize with Browning that all is love, yet all is law. We must differentiate between the divine presence as a universal spirit, a thing to be communed with, and the universal law, which is simply a blind force. The law is a blind force, and lest we misuse it, we should be very careful to follow a constructive course. The law is absolute, and we should trust its impersonal action implicitly. It can do anything for us that we can conceive of it doing. It is the law of freedom to all who believe in and obey it. We must realize that the universal spirit is the supreme knower of the universe. The law can only operate on that which is known. In such a degree as our knowledge partakes of its original knowledge or nature, it has power. The highest realization that we can have is a recognition of the omnipresence of spirit. This will set greater possibilities in motion and will, automatically, provide a better concept of life. Consequently, those people who have had the greatest sense of the divine presence, whether it has been coupled with definite knowledge of the universal law of mind, have had the greatest power over that law. This was the secret power of Jesus. We should daily... the secret power of Jesus. So then the question becomes, did Jesus know of the impersonal power of the law, or was he just super in tune with the supreme divine presence? I'm not sure what Ernest would say here. Maybe he's going to tell us in the next paragraph. It's just like, this was the secret power of Jesus. Okay, what was the secret power of Jesus? That Jesus knew the supreme divine presence. That Jesus was fully in touch with the divine presence. Whether or not he understood about the law didn't matter, because he was fully in touch with the divine presence. But he communed with the divine presence and operated always constructively within the law. So, all right. We should daily train our thoughts to recognize the spirit in everything we do, say, or think. There is no other way to try any other way there is no other way. To try any other way would be to make a complete failure. Render therefore unto Caesar the things that are Caesar, and unto God the things that are God's. And that's a Bible quote. A constant realization of the presence of spirit will provide a sense of divine companionship that no other attitude could produce. Why should we not take the highest and best? God is. And we should realize this truth and make use of it. As soon as we recognize that God is, we can turn to the law and tell it what to do. We have no record of Jesus asking God to do anything except in the Garden of Gethsemane. Gethsemane? When he said, "Oh, my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as thy will." Aside from this instance, Jesus' method of approach during his entire ministry was to give thanks, then command the law to work. This is the correct manner of approach to the Spirit and the law. Okay. See, that's the whole crux of this. Ernest Holmes noticed the way Jesus prayed. Jesus said, "Thank you," and then said, "Do this." Understanding he's commanding the law, not God. And there's a difference. There's a difference. They're the same thing, and yet they're not. The law is a blind force. The law doesn't judge. The law doesn't care if you beg, plead, ask, command. It doesn't. So why beg? Why plead? You're not talking to God. You're commanding a law to do something. You talk to God in different ways. All right, back to the reading. Ugh, if I can find out where I was, because, I just cut out in the middle of a paragraph. Let's see. There it is. This is the correct method to approach the Spirit and the law. Yet, have we any record of another person so apparently trying to follow the divine will? No. When Jesus healed people and told them to get up and walk, he did not pray that they might be able to get up and walk. He exercised an authority that seemed to be the result of his communion with the Spirit, and undoubtedly it was. Practice is a definite statement in mind, a positive affirmation. It is an active, conscious, aggressive mental movement, and in such a degree as it embodies an idea, and there is no longer anything in our minds which denies the idea, it will take form, because it now becomes a part of the law and an order of the universe in which we live. The law is subject to spirit and is its servant. A person is spirit, but until they know this, they will be only half using the law, for they will not have a clear understanding to fall back upon. Testament removes doubt and fear, lets in the realization of the presence of spirit, and is necessary while we are confronted by obstructions or obstacles. Every problem is primarily mental, and the answers to our problems will be found in spiritual realizations. All right. Success and happiness. That is and that's the last section. This is a little short one. Success and happiness. Success and happiness are ours when we deal with absoluteness. This is the attitude we should have. What we need to know is the truth. This does not mean that we need not be active. Of course, we shall be active, but we need not compel things to happen. Only remember that we are surrounded by a universal subjectivity, a subjective, creative consciousness, which is receptive, neutral, impersonal, always receiving the impress of our thoughts, and which has no alternative other than to operate directly upon it, thus creating the things which we think. Each one should realize that there is nothing in them which denies that which they desire. Our unity with good is not established while there is anything in us which denies it. Okay, let me try that again. Our unity with good is not established while there is anything in us which denies it. Okay? People often say, how shall I know when I know? The very fact that one can ask this proves that they do not know. For when they know that they can prove their knowing by doing. They can prove their knowing by doing. Holy cow, that was a sentence. All right. Thought sets definite forces in motion in mind relative to the individual who thinks. For instance, I am known in consciousness. He is known in consciousness as Ernest Holmes, for that is his name, and every claim made for him, which he accepts, operates through avenues of mind activity and returns to him as some condition. I don't want to claim to be Ernest Holmes. All right. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that paragraph. All right. We got one left to go. A good demonstration is made in truth, gathering its own power, lifts one out of their environment, and until that time comes, they should stay where they are, in order that they may know when they have made a demonstration. That does not make sense. What? Okay, I'm going to finish the paragraph and then they'll think about it. It is not a good demonstration if when we give our treatments, we have to struggle just as before. Principle is absolute, and insofar as any individual can induce within consciousness upon principle a definite concrete acceptance of their desire, it will manifest. Even though every thought on earth has had to change to compel it. If it were a bit of information that was needed for the demonstration that only one person on earth knew, then that person was in the center of Africa, the information would be produced. Okay, that last paragraph did not make sense. What? Okay. Let me see. A good demonstration is made when truth, gathering its own power, lifts one out of their environment, and until that time comes, they should stay where they are in order that they may know that they have made a demonstration. Okay, that sentence is a little misleading because we talk about treating and moving our feet. So, I'm not sure. Stay where they are until a demonstration is made. It is not a good demonstration if, when we give our treatments, we have to struggle just as before. Okay, now I agree with that sentence. Principle is absolute, and insofar as any individual can actually induce, with consciousness upon principle, a definite concrete acceptance of their desire, then there's 3 dots, ... it will manifest, even though every thought on earth had to change to compel it. If there were a bit of information that was needed for the demonstration that only one person on earth knew, and that person was in the center of Africa, the information would be produced. What? So either you would go to Africa, or that person in the center of Africa would come to you, or maybe that person in Africa would publish whatever that information was to some periodical, or like they would go on YouTube and you would see the video on you. I don't know. Now, YouTube was obviously not a thing when he wrote that. Telegrams were. Because, let me remind you, this was 100 years ago. That last paragraph did not make a whole lot of sense. But that was the last paragraph of chapter 16. So we're going to move on to chapter 17 tomorrow. We're going to move on to chapter 17 tomorrow, which is mental equivalence. So that's a good thing. Mental equivalence is always an interesting topic. So yeah. All right. Every now and again, I like that was a paragraph to end that chapter, because I loved the first half of the chapter, maybe most of the chapter, until I got to the last paragraph. I'm like, what? Okay, well, that's Ernest Holmes for you. That's why I read the paragraph twice. Did I miss something? I don't know. He was an excellent speaker. As a writer, I don't know. He was an excellent speaker. Yes, he's got a lot of books, but a lot of his books are transcriptions of his talks, which is why they're so good. Okay, that's neither here nor there. I need to go eat breakfast because I need to get my self the rest of the way ready. We're going to have a service for you. So, the brief housekeeping. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark on the social medias. I am the running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I am on. An easy way that you can support both of us is to go and engage with our social media pages. Go like and subscribe and follow and share and comment. So it bumps us in the algorithms and we think we have interesting things to share. So that's one way that you can support the center. If you want more information about the center, the way to get that is to creativelife.org. That's the website. Or email info@creativelife.org. That will get you on the constant contact. Okay? You get one email a week unless something unusual happens. And it's a real person doing it. He doesn't have time for more than that. So then you can also... Here's where I just lost my mind. What? The hot links are hot is what I was trying to say in the email. If it says click here now, it'll either take you right to the information or to the person that you want. So that's what I was trying to say. Okay, now I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day, a Sunday, a rest day, a Sabbath day, a take care of yourself day, a take care of business day, a let the business lie day, a do something fun day, a take a nap day, a come to the center day, a whatever kind of day you need to have, a good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough just as you are. You are a beloved expression of the divine. You are spirit in motion, God in action, a brilliant light, a divine spark, or, as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are a godly. All right, beloveds, explore the truth of your being, not what people have told you, okay? Because nobody knows you the way the divine knows you, and the way the divine knows you is good, okay? Okay. Reverend David will be on around 5 p.m. with you. I will be back with you around 9 a.m. But before any of that happens, there will be an amazing service for you right here on Facebook Live. If you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to jump over to the Creative Life Spiritual Center, either Facebook page where this service stays posted for 30 days, or go to the YouTube channel, and then you can watch the service. All right, beloveds, take care of yourself. Know that you are loved, and I will see you next time.